sure that works.
You have delay on maybe?
I put it should
There
be
it is.
like a 5 second delay.
You have delay on maybe?
I put it should
There
be
it is.
like a 5 second delay.
You have delay.
Alright, hello everyone and welcome to the Trauma League Telegram. I am your host and creator, Gingerbread, and alongside me, it's not Johnny actually. It's not Johnny actually. You know why? Because Johnny, something happened. Some breaking news. Jay Johnny is listed day to day and will not participate in tonight's show. Sources have indicated that is a furniture fracture in his ankle. He will be reevaluated next week. So Gingerbread, I'm hosting this episode alone, unfortunately. And we're just going to have to deal with it. It is what it is. Luckily, though, this show is brought to you by Swordog.com. 2Gs, you didn't see that. Swordog2gs.com. But as we continue on with the show, hold on. Is that a new emergency co-host? It is! Waves! What are you doing here?
Allah! Oh my gosh! Who's that Pokemon?
Waves, welcome to the TLT. Are you excited?
Oh man, I am so excited to be on the show, man. It's been a long time coming, bro. Long
Alright, we're
time, man. I'm excited to be here.
excited to be here. Today's episode, we're gonna have our, guest interview as always. We're gonna recap the ending of Stage 1 playoffs. We're gonna show some clips. We're gonna show some roster mania. We got a new power rankings, and of course, a round table closing it out as always. Let's introduce ourselves to today's guest. Heyo, wrong button again. It's Pink! First overall draft pick and hashtag leader of women in trauma. PnkSen, welcome to the show.
Thank you, thank you.
Bang!
There we go. Pink, you excited to be on the show?
Yeah,
Real
it's good to be here.
real Kansas centric episode. Unfortunately, Johnny with the injury, my co-host, is gone for the day, so I had to call in Waves. And Pink was our scheduled guest. It's Kansas. It's always Kansas. We run the league. It is what it is.
Golden Child. Kansas. It's always been Kansas.
Always been Kansas. But as you can see on the screen here, we have last time we left off, we were headed into losers final. Pittsburgh versus New York. The scoreline, it's already kind of leaked it a little bit, unfortunately, but we move on. Losers round final. The 4-seeded New York Reapers versus the 6-seeded Kansas City Crusaders. Map 1, it was an 80-point win, 250 to 174 on Colossus. Then S&D went to round 10. Kansas wins 6-4. And of course, Overload on Exposure went 4-2 in favor of Kansas. The Crusaders pull off the 3-0 victory. The multiple map performances, Connor was everything as the 4-star for New York, but it was Waves, the 6-star, said no dice. Waves was the match MVP with a 91 and 44 showing for a 2 KD. However, an asterisk must be remained as Entity, the caster of the match, did lag out halfway through. So we only had EKIAs for map 3, so we just kind of minus to 10 off everyone's EKIA, so it's a rough estimate. He may have dropped 36, he may have dropped 41, he may have dropped 30 flats, so just kind of don't mind the numbers too much, but regardless, Waves was the MVP, and Kansas pulled off the 3-0 victory. Guys, let's talk about it.
Oh man, where do you even want to start?
I mean, it's weird. We were all a part of it.
We were.
I will go I guess as the most neutral party as the host of this show. This was set out to be a banger, right? Because these two teams faced off in the qualifiers. Kansas was able to 3-1, but as New York said, like they felt like they trolled. And after a dominant winners run, they lose a Game 5 heartbreak in winners final. They wanted the rematch against Seattle, and they face up against Kansas. They wanted the rematch for qualifiers, and unfortunately, the scoreline does not reflect that. I'm not sure if it was an off day or not, but I think. Do you think it was an off day for New York, or was Kansas just undeniable?
Hank, you want to take this, or you want me to go first?
No, you go first.
I don't know. I think by their standards, they probably would have said it was an off day. In my opinion, I think we just kind of rolled them. I think the momentum. I mean, we made a losers run. Momentum was hot. By at this point, we knew, win or loss, win or go home. Stratus is done. So I think that also just kind of gave us energy and gave us even more momentum going into this match. And I think we just kind of carried that and rolled them.
Pink.
True. If they want to say it was an off day, that's fine. But maybe we just had an on day. So, it was a good game. It's surprising for us as Kansas since we hate 3-0s apparently. So maybe we just had to do it for the one time, especially for Stratus, since we were like, he's about to go. So time to turn up, do it for Strat 3-0. That's all there is.
Yeah, fair enough. Is there anyone in chat that had any comments on this, Jace?
Not seeing anything. Blinky saying call him shit. It's really about it.
All right, fair enough. So, losers final. Kansas City able to be victorious. New York will finish stage 1 in playoffs in 3rd place. We move on to Trauma League Stage 1 Finals. Seattle Reign, the 3 seed. Buki and Riv are both 5.5s. Paradise and Jula Chief are 3.5s. Versus Kansas City Crusaders, the 6 seed. Waves a 6-star, Stratus a 5, Ginger a 4, and Pink a 3. Again, as unbiasedly as possible, heading into this match, what do you think the expectations were for both sides? Like how these two teams match up.
Right. So, I mean, obviously, being on the Kansas side of things, I think we all went into it thinking we were going to win. And I know damn straight, Seattle came in on the other side of things thinking, hey, we're going to win. So, I think both teams had expectations to take that dub. I heard Vic earlier on the show saying that 90% of people had Seattle beating us. And I know he said it. I'm going to say it as well. I don't necessarily know if that was people saying they really think Seattle's going to beat us, or if that's just them hating on us, like hoping that we were going to lose. But yeah, I think both teams were confident going into it. Both teams thought they were going to pull out the dub, but think the rest of Trauma and the chat at the time had other ideas and thought Seattle was going to take it pretty, pretty demanding, pretty obvious, and pretty clearly. So.
PnkSen, rookie 3-star, head into your first finals. What were the nerves like?
You know, I mean, it is a little nerve-wracking, it's kind of my first year in Trauma League, second year of comp ever. So I was like, damn, bro, like this is it. Like I gotta lock in. Um, I mean, just gotta keep it up. Like, I don't know. I didn't really have like a super like high expectation where like, oh, it's just like a sweep, like they're not gonna win a map or anything. Like, yeah, they're a good team. Of course, they made it this far. So, it was just about keeping a clear mindset, like whatever happens, happens, and whatever happened is that we won. So, I think that's the best outcome I could have expected.
Yeah, I think my favorite part is just the star ratings because a lot was said about we need to nerf 6 stars, right? By hard stucking with a 3, and other teams can get creative. This is creative. It's 4.5s on the side of Seattle, and you even look at third place was a 6-star team. Fourth place in Tokyo was a 2.5s, 2 bases, and then two of the top 6 teams it was more it was triple 4-star or point fives and another 6-star team. So a lot of diversity at the top end of the league. But it would be really interesting in the finals to see how these two teams match up with the star rating difference. We head into the final though. Map 1 Black Cart 250 to 221 for the side of Kansas. Map 2 Den a 6-5 round 11 win for Seattle. Kansas answers back with a 3-5 exposure overload. Kansas carries that momentum with a dominant 100 point win on Scar at Hardpoint. Seattle on Search and Destroy answer back with a 6-1 throat punch on Raid to force a map 6, but on Den Overload, Kansas closes out the series 6-4. S&D exposure map 7 not played. Kansas City wins 4-2. What made this fun is like this was outside of I mean, it was such a close series except for those two maps at the bottom, right? The Scar Hardpoint and the Raid were blowouts, but 4 of the 6 maps were very close, very competitive. And I think just those two maps are just like we know Seattle is that S&D team with Riv, and even with Buki, and we know Kansas, great respawn team. But I mean, what was Seattle's path to victory? Was it to steal a respawn and go map 7 and pray?
Um, I think from the opposing standpoint, that probably was their path to victory was steal a respawn from us and hope that we're just completely dog shit at search. And I mean, that search and destroy on raid definitely showed that we were dog shit at least that map in search. But no, I mean, again, you heard it in Buki's loser interview. I think he really brought it down to the overloads.
Mm.
They really thought that they should have beat us in the overloads and should have played better in those overloads. So I don't necessarily know if it was steal a respawn. Maybe it might have been more of steal a hard point, if anything. But I think they were pretty confident going into the search and destroying overloads, knowing that there were 2 overloads and 3 searches. I think for their path to victory.
Yeah, because in winners round 2, Seattle beat Kansas. There was a reason Kansas was went on that hell of a losers run. And like they won 2 respawns. They won the Overload and Map 4 Hardpoint to close it out 3-1. So you know they're a competent respawn team. They got to finals for a reason. Unfortunately, Kansas, I think that losers bracket run, right, just really kind of ramped up the reps that this team had, the confidence in the respawns, and they went 4-0 in the respawns this series. Pink, what was it about the overloads that you think Kansas? Because you knew hard points were probably Kansas was favored. Searches, Seattle was favored. Waves said it himself. The overloads kind of were the series. Why do you think Kansas was able to pull those overloads of victories?
I believe it's because we have worked pretty close with overloads. I feel like in the beginning of the league, we were kind of just like, I wouldn't say all of us, but we're kind of putting overload to the side because we were more focused on like the first two modes. But I'd say since we worked pretty closely with it, we were able to keep that as like our backup. If we lose a respawn, we can still keep the overload. At least for me, like I really wasn't familiar with like the game mode itself, like ever. I've never really like seen that. I've only heard about like uplink, and that was way before my time.
Mm.
So it was definitely like a new concept to me. So I feel like in the beginning my performance was pretty bad, but shout out my team for setting me straight, and like we were able to work together and make that our I don't want to say backup mode, but one of our stronger modes as well.
Yeah, Kansas walks away victorious. Seattle. It was four of the six maps, super close to competitive. What a great finals it was. GG's to Seattle, but Kansas will reign victorious. The stage one winners: Kansas City Crusaders with owner Vandal, Waves,
Wow, that's a
Stratus,
picture and a half.
Gingerbread, and Pink. That's why I asked for photos of you guys earlier.
Oh, that's a picture and a half of that owner right there. What a
So
sexy man.
is the top left there is Vandal, by the way, and it goes in order. Waves in the center, Strat top right, I am bottom left, and Pink bottom right. I also put the crown on top. We don't have an MVP yet. The committee has not yet voted on Stage 1 Finals MVP, but as you're about to see, it was close. As the finals stats, Seattle Buki's kind of IGL dropped a 1.09, Riv dropped a 0.98, Paradise at a 0.07, and Jula at a 0.70. Waves drops a 1.75, 156 kills. Stratus outfragged him though at 159, but 11 more deaths drops him to a 1.56. Gingerbread had a 0.88, and Pink had a 0.55. Let's talk about this. We
I
knew the
think
reason.
I think Pink should go first.
Pink, your first final.
Sure, bro, I'll go first.
I mentioned the nerves. Did that KD looks nervous?
Um, I'll just say like maybe I wasn't getting the highest kill counts ever, but I will try to defend myself and say what I tried to do is get the kills that mattered. Maybe I wasn't kill whoring and trying to slime out everybody on their team, but I tried my best to do my job, play it well, and apparently everybody else did something right because we took that. So I'll just say in my defense, I tried, I did my job. May have not gone the best stats I've ever gotten, but I did what I could.
What I see from these is obviously you knew the 6-star in Waves was gonna go crazy, right? I think 6-stars have been averaging a 1.4 every series or so, so a 1.7 in grands, especially with the year you had last year. Not saying you were desperate for a win there, but a 1.75, Jace. Talk about it.
All right. Hey man, that looks like my stat line from Grand Finals of Champs last year. And I lost,
Hey,
so
Pink looks like Nathan too.
felt good to win this one. No, I mean, I don't know, man. Kills really aren't everything. I mean, like Pink was saying, like she might have not gotten a lot of kills, but she was getting the important kills. I know that there was several times in those respawns where she would pop even pop a 2 or maybe even pop a 3-piece and kind of save our ass just a little bit. So I don't care to look at stats like that. Obviously, like it's nice to see that we performed the way that we performed, but no, I think just overall proud of the team. And I mean, Stratus almost dropping a 1.6. I mean, that
Yeah,
guy was undeniable, man. That
undeniable.
guy, especially in that Scar hard point, ooh, nobody was
Yeah,
trading that guy out.
you see, with the two 3.5s and then the 4 and 3 on Kansas, we even each other out relatively, right? A point 0.8, a point 0.5 versus 2.7s. But you just see the 6-5 duo and versus the two 5.5s. I think that was the ultimate difference maker this series. And you said it yourself, Stratus was undeniable. Obviously, the lore, like the losers bracket run motivation from Kansas. Seattle did have to wait 10 days between matches, so maybe got iced out due to the schedule. It is what it is. But Strat playing for his retirement, that I think he was the difference maker in this final with the 1.6 incredible performance. Any other comments to add?
Yeah, other than Stratus, popping off and like I said, you two getting the kills that matter and making the right plays on the map, we end up pulling it off. But I think one of the biggest things to note here is Riv's KD at a .98.
Mm,
I think up until this point, Riv has been dunking his, um, to put it lightly, his balls on everybody's face. That guy has been world starring anybody and everybody. Um, and I mean, by this stat, I mean a .98 is not bad whatsoever. But it looks like,
that's a
maybe him
5.5 in grands.
him getting shut down to that level
Yeah.
is definitely a big factor in Kansas being able to pull out this victory.
Yeah. I'll leak this for myself. My game plan was to stay close to Riv because that's obviously I knew as the main sub of each of our squads, that was like the goal was to shut him down as best as I could, which I know I can't because he's Riv and I'm me. But the fact that there was a .10 difference, I think I was able to do enough personally, and like I'm able to. That may just be egotistical of me, of course, but I don't know. This was a hell. I wonder if this goes Game 7, what happens? Is what thing I'll
Um,
always think about because we know Seattle's a great S&D team, but
and we've never loaded up on exposure search.
just look at the stat line though from our respawns. Thank
Oh
God we
boy.
won those.
Oh man.
Anyways, we move on. This is the final bracket. Of course, I had to update Kansas. We 4-2'd them in grands. But this is the final bracket from Stage 1 playoffs. You can see the run. That's Seattle's run, of course. They got the bye. They played Kansas, Philly, New York, and Philly. Lost in finals. Kansas's path. Played Florence. Lost to Seattle. Played Boston, played Vegas, played Pittsburgh, played Kansas. It's actually cut off. We played New York, like right here too. It's cut off by accident. My fault for the erasure of New York. And played Seattle. So hell of a losers bracket run. Here are the final standings. Of course, as mentioned, first place Kansas, second Seattle, New York in third, Tokyo in fourth, and now I'll just rattle these off quickly. Pittsburgh, Philly, top 6. Miami, Vegas, top 8. New Mexico, Boston, Florence, Toronto, top 12. And Los Angeles in 13th. These were the final standings. I should have loaded up the league standings. I forgot to do that. My apologies. But we move on to the casting update. JD remains at 8. Johnny at 11. A new leader. Entity cast in losers final and grand finals brings his season total to 12, surpassing Johnny for current caster of the year. I myself am at 10. Blinky down at 3. Kaze and Icarus at 2. Buki and Isaiah are both at 1. But due to Entity's demand of doing the last couple of matches as commissioner, he does steal caster of the year from Johnny's hands. We might have a next week's update. It's going to be interesting. Some new names going to be added to this. Hey, Waves.
Hey.
Next up, that is our Stage 1 recap. We move on to our clips section now. Unfortunately, there were only 2 matches, and there was the kickoff, the wheel spin tourney, but I forgot about that, so I didn't find any clips from the wheel spin tourney. So instead, we only have a few clips this week, unfortunately, but it is what it is. But this one, Kaze sends this in. I believe it's from a CCL game of his.
Kaze. In the plane. Gets 1. Looking for ball carriers. Gets 2.
A little Kaze action.
Got W
I
fan
never
in the back,
complained
W fan
about
in the
seeing a
back.
little Kaze
Kaze pick
gameplay
three.
in my life.
Kaze in the back. He's a star bully. Oh my god, Kaze.
Hold on, I don't think I'm sharing it properly. That's on me.
It's all good, bro.
I am not sharing it properly. That is on me, stream. I am not usually the one to do this. This is usually Johnny's job, but he is not here today. Here's the clip. My apologies, stream. Here
Watch
you
it,
go.
Kaze.
Slung this out.
Gets one. Looking for ball carriers. Gets two.
2-piece.
Got W fans in the back. W fans in the back.
Oh my
Kaze
god,
for
Kaze
three.
3-piece.
Kaze
Trying
in
to
the back.
spawn
He's a
trap
double.
here on overload.
Oh
Oh,
my god,
gets
Kaze.
4.
Oh. Oh, get a
Gets
fifth one. Get
5.
another one, kid. You're ahead of me just slightly.
Kaze's fucking crazy.
Bang! On a fiver.
I'm gonna guess he
Oh,
captures
sixer?
that.
Oh, it cuts off?
It does cut off before the capture. I'm gonna
Kaze.
assume he did. Pink, you played CCL last year, so tell me about that competition from that clip.
Good, it's good. It's really good. Honestly, I don't have a lot to say about CCL. It was my first year playing comp when I played CCL, so I was kind of a stupid idiot back then. But I mean, I know Kaze has fair amount of experience. So honestly, seeing him do all that, especially how we've seen him play in Trauma League, I wouldn't say I'm super surprised, but it's a good play. It's a great play out of Kaze. He's a good player.
Yeah. Next clip up. This is from like yesterday. This is from a scrim.
Oh.
This is just a funny moment.
For that country.
Oh, God.
Usually, you know the screenshot feature on your computer, right? Where you just, you hit Windows and print key. Entity doesn't
For
do
that
that.
country, they definitely have needed a superstar since they're, since they're
Takes a photo with his phone. I believe
I like that.
Cunning clipped that. He thought it was very funny, so he decided to send that clip into the show. So,
Oh God, bro, just go back in your stream and take a screenshot. I like the commitment though. Pulling up, phone right in the camera. I like it, man. I like it.
Next clip up here. This is from Grand Finals. On map 3, Exposure.
Another one right, another one right.
Nice.
We're missing
Nice,
one.
nice.
We're missing one.
Waves gets the kill,
Wait,
picks up
wait,
the
wait,
ball
gotta
in a
get it,
1v1.
Gotta get it.
No! Fuck, okay, good.
Play for now.
Don't be no. You cannot
Wait,
pick it up.
Says fuck the 1v1 and just wall bounces over top of Jula Chief, dunks the ball on his head.
I don't think I said a word during that whole interaction.
I can't
killed
confirm.
Riv and I just was scared. I heard the shots coming at me. I didn't know where he was, and I just sprinted for it.
All 3 of us on Kansas, we were all off respawn, and I'm saying like, hey, just play defense, and then you suddenly scored because you had the ball. Like we thought you were dead. I can't confirm. That would... Now this clip, I will say, this is the stage 1 wrap-up episode, right? So we're not talking about stage 2. Because it hasn't happened yet in our minds.
Right.
However, so we didn't break down New York Pittsburgh, the stage 2 opener, right? However,
Banger.
this clip was too funny to not show. So we'll show it. We'll probably show it next week as well. It's round 6. Pittsburgh, New York up 5-0. Pittsburgh trying to, full sail here.
Is genuinely rare. They know that one is out bed, but Paladin
Hellboy in a
doesn't
1
look
versus
at
3.
bed, and and Hellboy jumps.
W plays,
Genuine.
man.
And Hellboy mantles off the map, unfortunately, to lose the map.
I saw somebody put in chat though, because I was casting that match. He just wasn't trying to give him streaks. That's all that was. He just wasn't trying to feed him streaks. I tip it. I tip the play.
It's unfortunate. And finally, our final clip of the day. If you watched episode 1 of TLT all the way back, what was this, 9 weeks ago or whatever, when we did the recap, we did the win-in moments. And that's continuing. Win-in moment, Kansas City Crusaders, stage 1 finals, here it is.
Hey, kick it right, kick it right. Who's over right here?
Just hold my cross, Pink.
Two there, 2 there.
You're good.
One more dojo.
Shut up. One right on me. Right.
This one dojo.
Dead.
Come on, now, 50 seconds left.
This is for the
Fucking
fucking
go,
listen.
man.
This is the listening.
4-0, bro. Shoot him in the 4-0. These kids fucking know it, bro. Come on. I don't give a fuck,
Look at
bro.
them.
Come on. 30
Paradise
seconds.
server.
Dead.
Nice.
Nice.
On
my porch, on my porch. Oh my god.
Oh my god, let's fucking go! Come on, man!
Nervous fucking break, Riv. Guys, I have 2 bullets for the pistol, guys, for chalk.
Ty's right, bro.
This championship brought to you by
Come on!
2Gs. Get your promo merch. Get your promo merch all at Sportout.com 2Gs.
Holy shit!
Oh my
You're dog shit. Calm down, bro. Oh shit.
Oh man, hearing Stratus's voice about to make me shed a tear for real.
It's almost like he's here.
I can feel his presence.
You heard my own voice in that. I said, I can't believe this is the listening. As we're parking the bus up to.
Listen, that's the only time we've ever parked the bus.
I think
I
it's what
told
the
you guys
second
at the
time this season, like all
I
league.
told you guys at the beginning of the playoff run, listen, if we get the chance, we're going to park the bus. I hate it, but we're going to do it. We never had the chance to do it until then, bro.
Mhm.
What before that clip, even when the listening first happened, I think it was right when the listening started. I said, "No way, we're doing this." I think I was in disbelief, and you can even hear me
Yeah.
laughing during that. You know, Waves and Stratus are screaming, and I'm just laughing. I'm still calling out, but I'm just laughing in the background. Quite comical. Yes, that was the winning moment. Of course, Kansas pulling off the win. Put down that clip. This is a fun thing. Sorry for the flashbang there. This is a fun thing Johnny did earlier, and I assisted temporarily, but this is mainly Johnny's doing. He decided to track every single overload capture from stage 1. As you can see, Kansas, we played 14 overloads, so no wonder we're in first place at the top right there with 49. New York, though, they only played, I think, 8 overloads. And they're at 46, only 3 behind. So a shout out New York for being incredibly good at overload.
Pittsburgh's not far behind them either with 43.
Yeah, and of course, yeah, just the teams that only some unfortunate scenes out of Toronto and Florence. And I don't have it pulled up, but we do have the obviously every player is listed here, but the current leader is Waves with 22. As you can see.
Bang.
So you would think Waves, the 6-star, for whatever reason, is our OBJ player on Overload. Shout out, bro.
Man, all that college football time I've been putting in, bro, is paying off. Learning how to run a rock properly.
Yeah. In second, Johnny. So same thing again, these 6-stars. At least some 6-stars. Frost. 0. Shout out.
Oh.
Yeah, some great things. We're seeing PnkSen at 14, Fluctuants at 14. So they're both tied for third behind Johnny and Waves, of course. A lot of people at 10. Blinky, myself. Entities at 12, actually, ahead of us. Yeah, the Gene's at 13, Jaded's at 10. So a lot of movement going around with the overload. Things we love to see. As we close out stage 1, we head into stage 2. There was about 5 days between stage 1 and stage 2, and you know what that means?
Roster Mania.
Roster Mania.
Yeah.
First move actually happened before. We broke this down last episode. It was Pittsburgh and LA traded Jaded and Jaded for Hellboy, and obviously Pacho got dropped for Icarus, right? Those happened last week, though. This week, following a second place finish in stage 1, Seattle drops Jula Chief and signs free agent M1 Breakout. So their new roster is Buki, Rip Paradise, M1. Quick, give me like 20 seconds to describe this new roster. Either of you. Someone take it.
Honestly, I don't know if I like it or dislike it, bro. I definitely understand the concept of pack-a-punching when you can. But you did just get second in with how strongly apparently they felt as if they were going to win that. They still, despite that, make the trade, which means that they definitely believe that M1 Breakout is the pack-a-punch that they need to get over that hump. So we know what M1 Breakout can bring. I feel bad for Jula, but Seattle thinks they're making the right move and picking up M1 Breakout. I'm excited to see how it turns out. I think they'll be a really good roster. I don't know if they improve as much as they think they will, or if they maybe even play worse. But I you know I it's a good pickup. M1 Breakout's a really good player. So we'll see how it
Well,
turns out.
just earlier today, there was the entity-hosted talk show where they talked about the power rankings that the league voted on, and Seattle was ranked number 1. I wonder
Number
if that
one,
has to
baby.
do with this move. The slight upgrade. I would say slight upgrade, but it is an upgrade from Jula to M1. Following this Seattle move, though, Los Angeles drops 3-star Chucky and signs free agent Jula Chief.
Give me
So
1 second.
they're now Jodimus, Oma, Jaded from that previous trade, and Jula. And at the same time, Toronto, they drop Grace Wolf and sign free agent Pacho from Miami. So Toronto temporarily is now Magic, Sid, Goblin, and Pacho. Now, at the bottom of the screen, you see the note. 6 stars were supposed to be stapled to 3 stars. That was the rule. However, because LA and Toronto both started 0-4 in qualifiers and playoffs did not go any better, they have been given a 3.5 star instead of a base 4 just to test it out. Because these 6-star teams they started not good, so they're getting a temporary buff. What do you think this is gonna do for them? LA or Toronto? You take your pick, Pink.
I mean, theoretically, you want to see them do way better, honestly.
More
When you're
competitively.
going, yeah, definitely. When you're going 0-4, you got to think, okay, what can we do? So I think giving them that access to 3.5 and giving them a little bit of a chance, more of a chance, is good for them. But I mean, at the end, at the end of the day, we'll see like what actually happens. Like, because on paper, like this should greatly improve them. But when we're out in the field, that's a whole other thing too.
Yeah, that's for sure. And obviously, it's not noted here, but if both these teams become overpowered, this will get reverted.
Yeah.
Back to base 3s. But we're just testing it out, just for the sake of the league. But we move on from that remove to New York Reapers. They drop Gene and sign Grace Wolf from Toronto. Of course, so their
Wow,
new
what a
roster
shocker! What a shocker!
is Jay Johnny, Mirage, Konage, and Grace. Of course, the obvious answer is Grace and Johnny are, how do I put, romantically involved.
It's a great way to
So
put it.
that's what I mean. So are you and I, Jace. So it's not that weird.
I didn't say it was weird, man. I just
Yeah. So obviously, New York, they get Grace. Is this an upgrade? Obviously, we know vibes wise it is due to the hell of a friendship this New York team has to the 4 of them there. But how much is this an improvement? Because for me, Grace is a sub, and she cannot AR to save her life. Jean is a AR, and I look at this New York team and like Connor's a sub who can AR, but he's a sub. Mirage is a sub who can AR, and Johnny's a sub who can AR. It's 4 subs in terms of genuine playstyle. As much as Johnny and Mirage and Connor, they are competent. They can run the AR. I know their preferred roles are subs. So they just replaced their 3. I know is the vibes just that. Despite the role issue, potential role issue, is the vibes just that much more improved? Do you think?
I don't know if it is necessarily like a vibe improve. I mean, obviously, like for Johnny's sake, like Johnny and Grace always wanted to be on the same team together. So I guess in that aspect, yes, like the vibe improvement is there. Um, I don't know if it's as much of a role issue as you might think. We know Johnny ran an AR all of last season.
Yeah.
And to put it bluntly, They were trying to have Joe and Johnny run around as subs and have Connor and Gene as their ARs.
Didn't work.
And I'm gonna be honest, those two as your ARs is simply just not good enough against some of the ARs in this league. So I think putting Johnny back on an AR will give them that stabilization of like an AR who can contest other top ARs in the league. So in that aspect, it might bring a little bit of improvement. But now switching that up, Joe's got to learn how to play with Grace on a pacing thing. So
Yeah.
as soon as they get that ironed out, we might see the improvement that they're looking for. But until then, I don't really know if it's much of an improvement. It's more of just hey, Johnny can pick up Grace and put him on his team. So that's what's gonna happen.
Yeah, fresh off the third place, they replaced their 3-star. A lot of threes involved with this team. We'll see how they do in stage 2. Next up, move Toronto again. Toronto and Florence, they trade 4.5 stars. Nathan, originally on Florence, traded to Toronto for Sid. So Florence is now Cunnin, Foss, Sid, and Notorious. And Toronto, fresh off of picking up Pacho, is now Magic, Nathan, Goblin, and Pacho. So a 4.5 star sub swap for both teams. Why, Pink?
Why what?
Why did Nathan and Sid? They're both 4.5 star sub players. Why the swap?
Hmm. Let's see. I mean, honestly, I couldn't really tell you. I don't know much about these teams, I will say. But maybe it was just a move. Maybe that will be their secret weapon. I mean, I know there was a bit of issues in Florence with some of the communications. So I don't know if I don't know if maybe it was just a time to trade a person, switch things up, see what happens. But we'll see what happens with these new teams. I know Nathan's a good kid. I don't know much about Sid, I will say, but I feel like the problem with maybe Nathan was that he just needed a little bit of sense of direction. So maybe now that
with
he's
Magic.
yeah, so maybe now that will help him out and actually Magic will be able to straighten him out. So we'll see what happens there.
I got to be the bad guy
Yes, sure.
because I know why this move was made.
Oh,
So the owner of Toronto, Snowman, picks up Pacho without discussing it with any of the players. And as soon as Pacho joined the roster, Sid and Goblin both requested trades out. So I don't know why, I don't know what if there's beef there or if they just don't want to play with Pacho.
that's a W leakage to be honest.
But that was pretty much the reason because Goblin and Sid both requested trades out.
Both of them, you say? Interesting.
Both of them, I do say. But no, I think for Nathan, I agree with Pink though.
Give him a 6-star
Nathan,
to direct him.
I had Nathan at the beginning of last year, and the kid has always been gross. He just needed direction and guidance. So yeah, I definitely don't see it on that Florence roster. Cunning is kind of a quiet dude. Foss isn't really an IGL, and well, you know what you're getting out of Notorious. So no real leadership there at all. So yeah, I mean, I think this definitely puts Nathan in a better spot. And Sid's gross, man. Pink, you don't really know much about him, but Sid's been in the league for a couple seasons now, and he's had his ups and downs. But when he pops off, man, he pops off. He was on that New York team last year with Johnny and Mirage, and that was a strong team last year in New York. So Sid definitely has that pop off capability, and I'm glad to see him get a new change of scenery as well. So.
Yeah, well, we move on to the next roster. Manny, it's Toronto again! Boston Bonsai and Toronto swap 6 stars and 3 stars. So Frost, Alpha 2 stage wins and champs from last year, stays with Boston through the new season, gets traded to Toronto. The new rosters shape up to be Magic, Sentio, M19, and Pacho on Boston and Toronto. Frost, Nathan, Goblin, and Fatboy due to Fatboy and Pacho swap, and Magic and Frost swap. What are these teams doing? Waves, can you break these down for me? Like,
I can. I don't want to ruffle feathers by breaking it down, but simple as this, both teams are kind of in the grits.
disappointing
I know,
stages.
yeah, I know Frost wanted to play with Nathan again, so he gets that over there in Toronto.
If Nathan didn't get
Um,
bumped to a 4.5, he was gonna be the base 4-star for him.
yes, he
Yeah.
was. Um, so I know Frost now gets to play with Nathan. The 3-star swap was probably due to the fact of Goblin not wanting to play with Pacho.
Yeah,
Um,
allegedly.
right, allegedly. And I think the new look Boston is good for Sentio and M19. Sentio's been struggling a lot more than I think anybody
Thought you would.
would have thought. And knowing what I know about Mikey is he really yelling at him isn't gonna make him play better. It's I think from what I've heard it checks him out. So I think the new scenery in 6 stars of Magic not necessarily being as a hardcore IGL, and just kind of being laid back and kind of letting the boys flow. You might see a better M19, you might see a better Sentio. I know that we were all joking around in the court after the trade was made, and Frost was like, "If I swear, if I see a 5-star Sentio next stage and a 4-star M19, I'm gonna be pissed." Um, but no, I think it's really just a change of scenery for both rosters. It's just a matter of both teams are kind of struggling. They're both having a disappointing stage. Again, Frost wants to play with Nathan, so kind of like an F8 trade. Why not see if anything gets
Yeah,
better?
Toronto went from what 3 rookies to the champs winner from last season, and Frost and Nathan. So maybe some veteran leadership in that organization can set them up straight. We move on with Monster Mania. It's Toronto again. The fire sale
Batting!
continues. Goblin 4-star trade to Philadelphia for Wolf 1-for-1. So Toronto, Frost, Nathan, Wolf, and Fat Boy. Philadelphia is Smoke, Space, Goblin, and Tully. What a roster mania this has been, guys. With Toronto, I mentioned it here, the fire sale.
They cleared house, man.
Well, Fat Boy got traded, then traded back. So,
Dang.
I've been really, for all intents and purposes, a new look Toronto team this stage. 3 new players, and even like Fat Boy, like the reset almost. What do you think of this roster? Frost, Nathan, Wolf, and Fat Boy.
Pink
Hmm.
thoughts.
You see, I have this conspiracy theory that Frost is just trying to replicate last year's Boston. So maybe, hear me out, maybe now that he has Nathan, like you said, he's a pretty hardcore IGL. We've all heard him in the listenings. Maybe he'll be able to unlock Nathan, like I said before. He just needed a little sense of direction. Wolf, I don't really have any thoughts on Wolf. I mean, don't know much about the kid. Fat Boy, he's Fat Boy. So, yeah, I mean, Toronto is looking good now. Hopefully, they can be able to make something happen. For Philly, like I said, I don't know much, but we'll see, man. We'll see. We'll see if Frost can replicate greatness of last year. So, let's see what's in the scripts.
Thomas, what are your
Philadelphia,
thoughts on the trade, man?
Philadelphia, fresh off the top 6, they decide to shake it up. They send Wolf away. They get Goblin. Is this a lateral move, or do we think it's an upgrade or downgrade? I think
For
it's an
Philly?
upgrade for Philly. I like Goblin a lot. Not that Wolf isn't Wolf. Like we know he's a good player, but Goblin's a rookie who's shown promise on Toronto, but I guess just with their lack of slaying on that team, that team was just too inconsistent with that original Toronto lineup. Now that he gets like Smoke and even Space and Tully, like I don't want to say a more competent team, but I guess a more competent team can Goblin really elevate himself, is what I'm thinking.
Yeah, I think it's an overall upgrade. I mean, the pacing on Philadelphia is definitely going to be a big factor here now. Switching out Goblin, who so far has been a pretty fast pace sub, and Wolf being one of the slowest ARs in the league.
Mm.
call him Lamar accuracy. Um, no, man, I think, and I think this gives space, the freedom to flex a little bit more. I think he's been enjoying the AR a little bit more, so I think it's good to give Smoke a new sub duo that might just fly a little bit. I know Space can fly and has the ability to, but like I said, you've seen him pull out the AR a little bit more, and we were watching them scrim the other day, and they look good, man. Goblin was pretty much going double pause every map, but um, I was told that that's what he does in scrims. Like that kid is an absolute shooter, an absolute fryer. So just gotta hope that what Philadelphia Fear is cooking up over there is gonna translate into the matches.
Hopefully it does. Now we move on to our final roster mania. Of course, the worst kept secret in trauma. Uh, Following the Stage 1 Championship, Stratus, 5-star member, has decided to retire due to schedule issues slash new job or whatever excuse he gave, but he's stepping away from the league. He did sign on to remain as coach, but of course that is a fiduciary title. It's not real. So, since there are no free agent 5-stars, Entity brought in a new one, Mighty, or also Mighty. I just put Mighty for simplicity's sake. I believe he played CCL with Entity last year, so he is the new 5-star member of Kansas. So the new roster is Waves, Mighty, Gingerbread, and Pink. Of course, the three of us are all here right now. So I guess what are your thoughts on this move? This forced roster move, unfortunately.
I'll go last.
All right. Well, I will say I do know Mighty from CCL. Like you said, he played with me and the Bros. And from what I remember, I mean, he's a shooter. He's a good player. I also did run into him in local lands, and his team put up a fight. We won, but they put up a fight. So I do have high hopes for him. He's a good player, and I think honestly we just need to work with him and show him how we do things around here. And like I think it's a good play, and I feel like we're pretty hopeful for it, to be honest. So I think we'll be all right.
Yeah, Stratus was kind of forced into being my sub duo as we were a 3 AR 1 sub team. But from our one scrim, even though I dropped a .5 and it wasn't a real scrim, Mighty was rocking the sub like the entire time, and he was flying out there. I felt like I had a little bit more support. So it'll just be figuring out our timings together. As I barely got used to Stratus on the sub, right? So I guess I got a new duo to work with. But from that one scrim, he seems fast. His comms were pretty good. Obviously, I'm gonna miss Stratus the Don. Love that man. But I'm excited to do go new teammate, new challenge. Instead of just running the league, we gotta figure out a new teammate, new dynamic. It's a fun challenge.
Yeah, man, for sure. Stratosphere the Dawn, number one in my heart, man. Can't ever replace that guy. I love that guy. I played against him for years, and this was the first time I ever got the chance to team with him, and can truthfully say one of the better teammates, and maybe even like one of the best teammates I've had in the Trauma League for sure. With Mighty, yeah, we had that one scrim. Um, it was a rough one for sure. I don't necessarily have an opinion. The guy hasn't really said a word. Um, don't really know much about him. I know that he is a sub. The guy's running around. He's a shooter for sure. So, I think once he actually feels like he can talk to us or talk to me, maybe can get him on the right path and like you brought up, kind of show him how we do things around here. We have a system of us three, so it's just gonna kind of fill in. And I have all the faith in the world that he can. Pink knows him outside of the game from what I've talked to about Vic, and even what our owner Nolan has said about he was there watching the scrim. So, he has all the right intangibles and all the right things to prove that he's a 5, maybe even a 5-5, if you know what I'm saying. But no, man, I think this is just a matter of time. And I think early on there might be some growing pains, but I think later on down the road, this is Kansas City's gonna look pretty solid.
I mean, in stage 1 we went 2-2, and then playoffs we went sicko mode. So I feel like it's going to be a similar story. Stage 2 is just with the new team and all, right? But we move on from Roster Mania, at least up to date, is currently finished. So Roster Mania is done. We move on to Power Rankings.
Dang.
Of course, Johnny is dead. The furniture fracture. So Waves stepped in today as my emergency co-host. Welcome to Fat Guy Corner as we rank the top 5 movie snacks. Top 5 snacks when you watch a movie. What are the 5 things you're grabbing? Whether it's in theaters or at home on your couch, like a slob that you are. What are you grabbing? Let's break it down. Number 5. I have rockets. Now, I am Canadian. These are called rockets. I have been told that these are
They're
called
Smarties.
Smarties in the United States.
They are.
But in Canada, they are called
They're
rockets.
called Okay.
But
Yeah, they're just Smarties for the U.S. Americans that are looking at this.
For the 90% of you that are Americans that are watching this, or 95 probably, I love this chalk. Like, it's what, the chalk shit? I love it.
Pretty much.
I love just to open it, like, put them all in, pause, and it's just like my mouth is chalky. I actually enjoy that feeling. Waves, you put Twizzlers.
I got Twizzlers, man. They're a classic. I feel like you can never go wrong with a thing of red rope in your mouth. Twizzlers, though, I mean, they're great, man. I've had them since I was a kid. Honestly, just a classic, man. You can never go wrong with those, I feel like.
Of course, Pink,
you
as our
join us?
guest, you were not, privy to the top 5, but you got a fifth favorite. Just verbalize it.
I'll go with my safest pick. You can never go wrong with. I'll go with M&M's.
M&M's.
A classic.
That's a classic. Anyone in chat giving some opinions on these?
Just a lot of people clowning. What the fuck is rockets? Keep your rockets. Give me back my Smarties. Red rockets.
Well, I will give you my Smarties because in Canada, Smarties are its own candy. It is basically an M&M. It is basically an M&M, but it is better in my opinion. It's just like a small chocolate thing. It's literally just an M&M, but it's not. So number 4 for me is Smarties, which is again just a Canadian M&M.
Man, I gotta go Skittles, bro. One of my top 3 favorite candies. Maybe top 4. Yeah, maybe 4th might be the right spot thinking about it, but just the 3 I had in front of this, I feel like if I'm at the theater, that's what I'm grabbing instead of the Skittles, like I have to.
Mm-hmm.
But no, Skittles are great, man.
Pink?
I'll go with Kit Kats. I'm a big Kit Kat fan.
Okay.
My favorite ones are the white chocolate, but if the normal one's there, I'll pick them every day. Completely good for me.
Good pick. Number 3, we made it both nice and easy accidentally. It's popcorn. Obviously, popcorn is undisputed number 1. However, it's one of those things. It's like it's number 1, but it's like we gotta bump it down a little bit, because of how goated it is, It's like it is the GOAT, but we have our personal favorites that you put over the GOAT, right? And I think that's what happened here. But popcorn is incredible. Pink, do you agree with this, or you got a different number 3 for us?
I'll go with a different number 3 because I have different opinions about popcorn.
That being?
I'll go.
Overrated?
No,
not big into the popcorn.
No, you'll see. You'll see.
Okay. Number 3 then.
Number 3, I'll go with. I don't know if y'all have those over in Canada or whatever. Y'all would like to do things differently. I'll go with the Airheads, like the little sour strips. I don't know if y'all seen those.
The taffy?
Yeah.
What did you just say?
An Airhead.
Yeah.
You never had an Airhead before?
Yeah, but you called it taffy.
Yeah, it's what it is. Airhead's the brand.
Is it considered a taffy though? Actually, I'm looking this up, man.
I swear it is, man.
Are Airheads?
I swear it's a taffy.
Considered taffy.
Little side quest here.
Taffy-like but unique. There's texture differences.
I mean, it's chewy, soft corn syrup. Like that's an Airhead.
Okay.
Bro.
Airheads is an American brand of taffy candy owned by the Dutch company. All right.
Yeah, I'm not dumb, okay? I don't appreciate you then.
We Americanized taffy and called it Airheads. Like, whatever.
Anyways, we move on. I'm right, you're wrong. Number 2 on the list, I have live wires. I love me a live wire. Uh, Specifically blue raspberry. I put it there, but really all of them are valid, especially if they're covered in dust or the sour shit on the outside. But even the blank ones are great. Love live wires. Waves, you put Mike and Ike.
Did, man. Mike and Ike's are personally tied for number one of my favorite candies of all time, bro. I don't know what it is, just ever since I was a child. I had Mike and Ike's, man. And I gotta stick with it. Gotta stay true to the guns.
Do you like? I personally prefer the berry ones, but obviously the image I put was the original.
That is the ones that I grab.
You grab original or the berry?
I do.
Mm,
No,
yeah.
the original. I do.
Original's goated. Pink, what's your number 2?
I'm gonna have to go with Nerds Gummy Clusters, bro. They have
Mm.
never done me wrong. And just to prove how much I like them, bro, I got them on standby as well.
Dang! I think I ate all of mine. I had them like yesterday.
Well, I have live wires on standby actually, so shout out. I am a child. It is funny that you mentioned the live wires there, Pink, because number 1 here, or sorry, the Nerd Gummy Clusters for Waves. Nerd Gummy Clusters number 1.
Dang.
Dang!
Break it down, bro. I've seen these. I've never picked them up before in my life. What are they?
Nerd Gimme Clusters?
I always see them in the
Oh.
store, and I've just never
They
grabbed them.
are amazing, bro. It's literally just a like a
Is it-
ball of
just like gummy, and
Of,
then
like,
they're covered in nerds.
gummy, and then they're covered in nerds, bro.
fair
But they
enough.
are so good, bro. I don't know
Mhm.
why the pink bag, the blue bag, both of them, it's amazing.
Mhm.
I don't even know what else to say.
And I am a sucker for lollipops, and specifically the caramel apple ones. These things are fucking goated. I'm a sucker for green apple. I am a sucker for caramel, and I love lollipops mainly because I like to chew on the stem after I finish the lollipop. Really, just all 3 of these things combined, all 4 of the things combined, caramel, apple, or it's specifically green apple, right? But these, if you've ever had these, they are incredible. I love them. And shout out, that was my number 1 movie snack personally. Pink, what is yours?
Um, Y'all didn't put a number 1, so I'll put a number 1. I'll go with popcorn, bro.
Mm.
Classic movie snack, bro. There's a reason they call it movie theater popcorn, because that's the
Yeah.
best popcorn you can find. It's the safest option. If you don't like popcorn, you don't grab popcorn when you go to movie theaters, I think you're crazy and probably insane. So that's gonna be my number 1 pick.
My problem with popcorn is day old popcorn. I prefer it. So it's weird. I can't really watch a movie with day old popcorn, right? Like I had to just wait a day.
Mhm.
Like that's so I had to drop it down the list a
Okay.
little bit, right?
Okay.
We move on to today's final segment. It's the
Hold on, can I
round
give
table.
an honorable mention to the round before?
Yeah, sure.
I didn't think about it earlier, but I gotta throw an honorable mention towards the gummy bears, man.
Gummy bears are a
Ju-
classic.
Just an honorable mention.
My honorable mention would have been Skittles. So just off the list. Pink, what was yours?
I'll say Reese's Pieces.
Ooh,
That's
shit would've killed me.
honestly, that's probably number 7 for me. Yeah, no, that's a good
Mhm.
pick. We move on though to our final segment of today's TLT episode 9. We have the round table, and speaking, with movie theaters, our topic today are movie theaters worth going to anymore? I'll go first. I haven't gone to a movie theater in like 6 years. I think it was pre-COVID. I went to West Side Story.
Okay. All right.
That's like when that came out in like late 2019. Except that is a lie. Actually, I went to see Sonic 3, I think, like a year and a half ago. But outside of that one Sonic, between Sonic 3 and West Side, it was like a 4.5 year gap or whatever. It's been like a year and a half. I don't go to the movies anymore. It's just not worth it. The travel,
Hearing what you're
booking the
saying.
ticket, I could just stay at home and watch Netflix instead, right? I'm unfortunately one of those homebodies. So that's just
Mhm.
I don't think it's worth it anymore.
Man, for me, I feel like it depends on the movie, bro. If the movie's right, the movie theater is right. You
Mm.
know, Like, I didn't get the chance to go see it in theaters. It absolutely crushed my heart. But that new Avatar movie,
Ooh,
I haven't even seen it still. I still haven't. But bro, if I could have went and seen that in movie theaters, oh my gosh. Any Marvel movie gotta be in theaters.
agreed.
I just depends on the movie, man.
Mm. Um, I'll say I feel like movie theaters nowadays, for me personally, are more of like a social thing. It's not really much about the movie because, on the wise words of my mom, she'll say, why would I go to the movies? I'll just wait for it to be on a streaming service and watch from home. So I feel like the issue is as well that like movie theaters are expensive. Very
Yeah.
expensive. Especially if you want to eat good, it gets very expensive. And also, I feel like there's the movie theaters are feeling this hit because a lot of them are like doing like, oh, pay this amount of money and you can get one free ticket a month. And it's like it's only worth it if you go regularly, but at the same time, it's expensive. So I'll say, like Jay said, for certain movies, it's worth it. Like you get the hype, you're like, oh, I get to watch it first, and then you get to rub it in all your friends' faces that you know what's gonna happen. You don't have to wait. But I just feel like the reasons to not go outweigh the reasons that I would go. So that's my thoughts.
So it's worth it if the movie's right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. During you guys talking, I realized I lied again. I saw a Godzilla -1 in theaters as well. So it was those three movies in the last 6 years, and yeah, that movie was incredible.
That's what I'm saying,
Godzilla
bro. On the movie.
-1 in theaters. I went with my friend Adriel. Shout out the Filipino man. That shit, it was, dude, legitimately, like, we were in tears watching that movie. That shit was incredible. So,
Oh, bro. You know what movie dude, went and saw Tron when it came out.
Aries?
Oh, like yes, bro. Went to the movies to see that movie when it came out, bro. Let me tell you, went with the girlfriend. Oh my gosh, was it an amazing time. That movie, loved it, bro. I'm just a sucker for Tron. I really like Tron Legacy, like the 2012 one. I think that
2010.
one's still better, or 2010. I think it's still better. But man, I enjoyed seeing Tron Ares in the movie theater. Man, that was amazing.
Pink, what was a
I do
recent
want.
movie you saw?
Uh, I saw Avatar, but hear this.
Mm.
It was a great movie. I love Avatar. It's such great movies. But I will say, I don't know if y'all have seen this, but when I went to watch Avatar, we went to like this one screen where it's like a wraparound, and it will be like,
Whoa.
yeah, I don't know, like you know how like your like typical movie theater is like square, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
they had like screens on the side, and I didn't know that was a thing. So when I got there, I was like, I gotta move my head and look around. But it was so weird because only for like certain scenes, it would be like panoramic, and there would actually like be stuff on the sides, and then other scenes it would just be the front screen, and that tripped me out so hard because I didn't even know that was a thing.
Nah, that would
So
ruin the experience for me. What is
it
that?
Yeah,
yeah,
I'm very confused.
I guess it's supposed to be a sort of like it's supposed to like be really like how do you say it? I forgot the word, but like very immersive, I guess you would say, because you can feel like you're in the movie. But then just for it to like turn off and sometimes be on sometimes, it's just like what's the point, you know? You just want to stare straight, watch the front. I don't really care about feeling like I'm in the movie. So
I do have a
it was quite
fun story. When I saw West Side Story right before COVID, I went with my friend Annalise. There was two other people that were in that. It was literally the four of us were in this theater. They sat right in front of us.
oh,
I was irate.
Did you sit down first?
Yeah,
Oh, so
yeah,
wow.
yeah. It was that. It's
You didn't even
unbelievable.
move, bro?
I know we did.
Oh,
mm,
that's just obnoxious though.
It was very. I mean,
It,
it was assigned seating. You paid for your assigned seat or whatever, right? But we were like, yeah, you fucking losers. So we moved.
I mean, who chooses to like sit right
Dude,
next to people?
I,
Like if it's an empty theater,
they
I want to sit
want.
on the other side of
I
people.
mean, they wanted the best seat, like for. They're one of those people where it's like we gotta sit like 7 seats like inwards for the best angle of the screen or whatever. It was unbelievable.
yeah, that's insane.
Damn.
And you guys got some funny
Um,
movie theater stories?
Not necessarily, but I will say, like, whenever you're like watching a hyped movie or you want to watch a hyped movie, I refuse to watch a movie if the only seats are like the front ones. I don't care what movie it is. I don't care if it's the last screening. I am not sitting in the very front. I don't know why that's still a thing. Nobody really likes it. I know there's some people out there that like it because they're crazy, but I am very against sitting in the front seat, even if it's the last resort.
I don't know if I have a funny story going to a movie theater, but I used to work at a movie theater.
Shout out.
And let me tell you, man, some of the shit that you would find after the theaters were like, because I was, I worked after hours, everybody was gone. I was just there cleaning and shit. But some of the shit that my coworker found and that I found, I think my coworker found a bra one time. I think he also walked in on two people one time. Me, luckily, I never did that. I did, however, find some Pokemon cards.
Oh,
And the giblets that go into Crocs? I found
yeah.
a Stormtrooper giblet. It's on my Crocs right now.
That's
Nice.
fire, bro.
He's worked at a theater back in the glory days. It was literally a year ago. So
Was there? I feel like it was longer than that.
might have been two. 2 years at the most though, because it wasn't.
No, because like that was when we were grinding fucking midsummer, right? Because you had to remember our It Takes Two
Yeah, 'cause-
playthrough. Yeah, it was right
Yeah,
around
because
then.
I would join call while I'm at work.
Yeah.
Because I would just sit there with my AirPods, bro, just talking to
was
the
fire.
bros. Might have been 2 years
Any
ago.
any
so.
chat like funny stories about movie theaters or? I remember
No.
when The Force Awakens came out, I was what? I think 11. We left. We didn't go to school that day, and my sister and I went. That shit was lit, actually. They did the
Anything
annoying
Star
thing of
Wars,
like
man.
when we left, they yelled a spoiler, but it was of the original trilogy. They were like, "I can't believe Darth Vader is Luke Skywalker's father," and the crowd, the lineup that was like ready for the next show and whatever, they went crazy on that. That was pretty funny. But yeah, I guess you guys, this has been the roundtable. This has been TLT. Any closing thoughts from you two?
Hank, you got any closing thoughts?
First overall pick.
Hashtag women in trauma.
Hashtag women in trauma, bro. Any thoughts? Yeah, I mean, we'll see what happens with trauma now. We'll see what happens with Kansas. That's what we'll see, definitely. All of us. Yes, us. Um, but gonna be great, man. Really excited. Um, and they're called Smarties, Ginger,
Shout out.
not Rockets.
No, they're called Rockets.
Y'all Canadians want to be special so bad.
I mean, it's just a different product. I don't know what you want.
It's the
It's the
same
same
product,
thing.
bro. Anyways, bro. No, I don't. Just obviously, like I can say, it was a great stage one. I mean, we did win it, so congrats to us. But no, man, I'm excited for this stage two. We got to fight through a little bit of a roster change due to Stratus hitting the retirement home. But man, again, Seattle's looking great. Tokyo still looking like a top team. New York now with Grace looking to get revenge, getting that top three. Going to see if they can pull it all home and
Vegas.
Vegas on a revenge tour as well. Pittsburgh, Blinky is very confident in himself and his roster. He likes to say that he's running through the league. So, no, man, I mean, this is going to be a very competitive stage two. Like I said, a lot of teams to look out for. So I'm excited to watch and, maybe even cast a little bit more. So we'll see, man. I'm excited though for stage two of Trauma.
Yeah. That's going to do it for episode 9 of the Trauma League Telegram. Thank you, Waves, as the emergency caster, co-host for Jay Johnny's injury, of course. And our special guest was Pink, so thank you both for coming on.
Thank you for having us.
Of course, thank you.
Johnny had a CCL scrim, by the way, but I committed to the bit that he had an injury. So, but
Nice.
yeah, he will be back next week. Hopefully, it should be next Sunday or Monday is our next episode. But that is going to do it. We move on. This episode brought to you by SwordArt.com, 2Gs. Oh, I'm sharing the wrong screen. There we go. SwordArt2Gs.com. Get your trauma merch. I have been Gingerbread. This has been TLT. My co-host, emergency co-host, Waves, with guest PnkSen. Thank you both for coming on.
Appreciate you.
Thank you.
And intro, outro music. Thank you all for watching. Yeah, as mentioned, Johnny will be back next week. So, if you were sick of just me yapping, he will be back. Yeah, thank you all for watching. I know it's late out there, but make sure you like and subscribe to this video. Shout out Trauma League.